that was last year's garlic harvest. Abundant, but tiny. I appreciated the cute little bulbs, and they were great for pickling. But previously, I've grown some pretty big garlic bulbs. So this year, I'm going to refresh my memory. Bigger bulbs that store well. And my big bulbs last time came when I first put the garden in. So my first thoughts were I need more nutrients. So when we filled the beds, I made sure to include lots of nutritious greens from our Mexican sunflower, which is high in nitrogen. And I also believe watering. Probably need more water as well. All right, let's look at our order. I ordered a ton this year, just in case some of the orders were canceled or arrived in poor condition. So I got quite a few. Over time, I just saved them all so we can open them together. Since I'm in Zone 9B in Arizona, I focus on soft neck varieties of garlic. They would store well. They wouldn't be as sensitive to needing a cold period before planting. However, a few of the ones that arrived super early, I did put in the fridge, like that bag I put in August. And of course, being on the websites, I couldn't resist getting some shallot bulbs and perennial onions, like walking onion, and the yellow bunching. All right, those are organized. Let's see what else we have to plant in the garden. More onions. So I'm intrigued by this perennial onion. I have grown it before in the past and it's done well, but I tend to lose track of them over the summer where they had died back. I think I'm going to give them their own dedicated space so they're easy to keep track with this year in the garden. And then also I found some shallots that seem to be well adapted to this area. So those will be set up later. And this is the original book that I used to use for growing garlic, and it has lots of fun facts and stories of trying to run a garlic farm. And I did get some Egyptian, not seedlings, but plants as well. And I'm go ahead and have those started under lights just so I can get established before I put them outside. And might as well take a look at my other seedlings under here, under lights. Yeah, head start on the cucumbers. Always have some microgreens going and lots of greens. And of course, then we have a tray of salad mix for raw veggies that are always very tasty. Part of the plan to try and grow all my raw plants this year. And I'm doing an experiment with saltwort, which is coming up really fast. I thought it would be harder to germinate. And if you haven't tried salad burnet, it's super tasty. It's like a very light cucumber flavor, and it's frost hardy. All right, so let's start with this bag. This is an early Italian, Chet's Italian. Oh, yep, there we go. I'm choosing to start with these because I was looking at the bulbs and it looks like they have a little, yeah, they're starting to peek out. So we'll go ahead and get these planted first. First, let's go ahead and pop our cloves. I'm going to try and do this without damaging. Oh, it came out well. So you just want to remove them. Make sure that there's a little covering around all of them, and if possible, a little bit of this root attached. All right. We have a lot to do, so better get this one. started overnight. And you have options with these little internal cloves. You can actually cook with them. I always buy organic, so that option is for me. But since I have so many garlic cloves this year, garlic bulbs that I can break into cloves, I am actually going to use the little ones. So I like to put them throughout the yard under the fruit trees, as well as in my actual veggie growing areas. This garlic can serve as a great companion plant. All right, let's get this done. Even though I don't see these bulbs sprouting, just the fact that a couple of them are just means these guys are ready to go. I don't want them using up all their stored energy sitting in here. I want to get them in the soil where they can put in roots and have something to eat. Before we do that, I'm going to let them soak overnight and dilute in a water solution of dilute fish emulsion and kelp fertilizer. Tomorrow morning we'll go ahead and plant all these. All right. I am going to go put all of these into the water. All right, I'm going to put all of these into our fertilizer solution. All right, so we took some time and popped some cloves. Let's go ahead. Premium garlic. Cillian. All right, so let's go ahead and get this one soaking in water. And we'll take a quick look at our others. So, although I generally tend to enjoy overwhelming myself with a ton of projects at a short time limit, I'm actually going to control myself and only do one tray a day. So we're going to put these in today, and then we'll put these in the days following. All right, so let's head outside. All right, so we have a small bucket of water. Close. And what we're going to do, so for full strength, I usually go with 2 tablespoons of fish emulsion and kelp seaweed. Sorry, 2 tablespoons of fish emulsion and seaweed fertilizer. For our garlic soak, we're only going to use a fraction of that amount. So we want this to be dilute. I'm just going to use a catful. All right, there we go. That should be more than enough. And we can soak these for either a few hours or overnight. I'm gonna go overnight. There we go. And for today, we have another set already ready to go. I use my little aquarium net here to fish them out after. So let's see how they're doing. So we have Dakota Rose, quite a few. These bulbs are usually small, are packed with a ton of cloves, which I actually really like because I like roasted garlic. So you can see we have roots. And some of them are sprouting. Cool. So these have actually been out of the water for a day. And they look super happy and ready to go, which is great because I am behind. I feel like I've been in succession planning everything, including my garlic. I started in October, and we're in November. And some of my garlic's already coming up. These will just be going in. So it's great that they are sprouting. And part of the reason I like to soak them, because I know my timing's always long. All right, great. Let's go plant these.
So here's where we're gonna plant our sprouted garlic bulbs. I have a bunch of small grow bags with leafy veggies for salads. Garlic likes a lot of water and nitrogen, so these shouldn't compete as much with them. I also have some larger grow bags. We'll add them in almost like companion plants as well in just a sec. But first, let's do these. That's going to be very cool. All right. So what we're going to do is just make little holes. In fact, let's just do this. Pow! Just in between. Since we're not putting many in. And as you get salad greens, we know we're going to water quite a bit. We can have larger bulbs in here. All right, so let's add them to our salad burnette bag. Pretty easy peasy stuff. Roots down. And I am going to cover it a little green tip to give it more space to grow. More. Do we have anything in the center? No, let's put one in the center and one in the back corner. So I'm picking my larger cloves for this, since I'm spacing them well. Let's see here. This has a little bit of paper on it still, so it's perfect. And let's do this guy. All right. And one more. All right. We're gonna add in, hey bud, you're here to help. What you doing? Just being nosy? You're so cute though. All right. So I happen to have some coffee grounds ready to go. So let's add a little bit of easy soluble nitrogen without being too harsh, and it kind of helps keep bugs away. Boop. So I'm just going to cover each one. There we go. Get out of there, little guy. Boop. All right. After that, we will add a nice layer of straw mulch to help retain moisture and stabilize temperature. And it looks pretty nice. And that's it. I'll do the rest of these bags. And I'll show you a couple of others. So we'll also add to these bags. These are tents. And in the center, we have a broccoli rab, so multiple harvest, calendula flower, nasturtium, and alyssum. So there's plenty of space to add some garlic. And there's quite a few of these. What's up, buddy? Yep. You see there's some cucumbers, gherkins growing in there in that one. This is Armenian with a calendula in the center, and it's under my jujube tree that's dropped its flowers. So this is perfect for these. I'll add string and it can just grow up the tree that they've lost its leaves. In the cool season, it'll be nice and warm there under the rosemary. And then that's it. Well, since I have everything out, I decided to go around and add a little bit more straw mulch to our snapdragons and pots, as well as the 100-gallon grow bag with a few greens, and just walk around and top everyone off and then shake the leaves off so that they're happy and get lots of sun and lots of water.
and stay warm. I've been trying out putting plastic snakes in some of the pots to keep birds out. I don't know how effective it is. If anything, it's hilarious. When I walk over and check on the pots, it's kind of funny seeing a little plastic snake in there.
Here are some already coming up that I planted in October. One of our grow beds that's already transitioning to cooler weather. This was our Armenian cucumbers. Ooh. Tell it's already getting too cold. One last okra hanging in there. But I've gone ahead underneath here in the understory, put in eggplants and Chinese cabbage and garlic, which is coming up nicely. Lots of herbs. This is actually cauliflower. It's kind of fun. I don't always grow it, but I had the space. Some kale. More herbs, kale. Awesome. Alright. This bed I don't think has any, so our next batch will go in here. Our next batch of garlic will go in this round of raised beds. And in the square foot gardening grow bag pouch, we have quite a bit of garlic also coming up. Seems quite happy in here. Oh. Sounds like the loofah is already starting to deteriorate. It's cold at night. Might be 80 or high 70s during the day, but it's in the 40s at night. And here you can see I added garlic to our tomato bags. That's a classic combo. All right.
So after a couple weeks of succession planting garlic, I started finding sprouted garlic around that had been pulled up, and I believe we have found the culprit. It's a cartwheel thrasher. I love these guys. They do a great job of pulling grubs and other pests out of the garden, but it definitely looks like they're popping garlic cloves out of the ground. So I start covering the beds. You might have to spread a few more of those snakes around, and I'm potting up a few more garlics, and that seems to be working out. So I feel like I can get them started and then put into the garden. And then I also put a few into the AP system. They will grow small cloves in here, but this is more for using the tops for cooking. All right, thanks for hanging out. Happy gardening, and I'll see you next time.